Every day, billions of people around the world pray for prosperity, success, and abundance. Yet, so many still live in poverty and struggle. Why is that? Think about a time when you prayed for something you really needed, but it didn't happen. How did you feel? Maybe frustrated, confused, disappointed, or even abandoned spiritually. Here's an important truth. Most of us have been taught to pray in a way that doesn't work. Don't forget, many religious institutions have a business side, and they often focus on keeping people coming back instead of empowering them. It's not that they don't care, but the system doesn't always teach us how to truly connect and see results from our prayers. It's no coincidence you found this message. Maybe the universe brought you here to discover a deeper understanding. Most people may never learn this secret, but here it is. If you knew how prayer really works, you would experience results like never before. By the time you finish this, you'll understand why your prayers have sometimes gone unanswered, and how to change that. So, what is prayer? I see it as a way to communicate with God. Whether you call him Jehovah, Allah, the Source, the Most High, Yahweh, or Infinite Intelligence. Whatever name you use, the key is that all communication requires both sides to understand each other. For example, if I spoke only Indonesian and you only spoke Mandarin, we couldn't have a proper conversation. Similarly, to have your prayers answered, you need to communicate with God in a way that He understands. Here's the challenge. Most of us have spent our whole lives trying to communicate without truly being understood. Why? Because we've been focusing on the wrong thing. Now, the physical world is the result, or effect, of what happens in the mental world, the cause. If you want to change your reality, you need to first change the thoughts and beliefs in your mind. Here's the biggest misunderstanding about prayer. Many people believe prayer is just about speaking words, but that's not how it works. Prayer isn't verbal, it's mental. The idea that prayer is only about words has caused many people to miss out on their true potential to connect with God and manifest their desires. Most people pray out loud, but only a few pray mentally with deep focus and belief. And it's those few who see their prayers answered. God answers every prayer, but it's the prayer in your mind that matters most. For example, if you pray with your words for wealth, but your thoughts and beliefs focus on scarcity, you'll continue to experience lack. True prayer is like making a clear agreement in your mind. It's like planting a seed in a higher mental space. When I say agreement, I mean a shared understanding where there's no doubt, just focus and clarity on a single goal that feels already achieved. No confusion, no second guessing. I'm not a religious person, but I do read spiritual texts like the Bible, Quran, Bhagavad Gita, Torah, and Talmud. These books are full of deep wisdom, often hidden in their teachings. The word esoteric refers to secret knowledge meant for those who seek deeper understanding, while exoteric refers to the surface-level teachings shared with everyone. Just because I'm not religious doesn't mean I dismiss the value of these texts. I approach them with humility, always trying to learn something meaningful. That's what everyone should do. Search for wisdom wherever it can be found. One verse, Mark 11:24 says, "Therefore I say to you, whatever things you ask when you pray, believe that you receive them, and you will have them." Think about this. How often have you prayed for something? Probably many times. But how often did you truly believe, deep down, that you already had what you were asking for? The key here is to believe it's already done. That belief is the foundation for any successful prayer or manifestation. What happens inside of you reflects in your outside world. If your internal mindset isn't aligned or complete, how can the outside world bring it to life? Another verse, Matthew 6:6 says, "But when you pray, go into your room, close the door, and pray to your Father who is unseen. Then your Father, who sees what is done in secret, will reward you." This verse reminds us to pray with sincerity and focus, in private, away from distractions. It's about connecting deeply with your faith or higher power in a quiet, personal way. This genuine connection leads to real results. The power of prayer lies in aligning your inner thoughts, beliefs, and focus with the outcome you desire. Now, there are 3 key parts to this scripture that you should understand. Part 1. Close the door. This means shutting your eyes, which are often called the windows to the soul. By closing your eyes, you enter your inner world, the subconscious. This is where all creation begins. Part 2. Pray to your Father in the secret place. The Father here refers to God or consciousness. The secret place is your mind, where God or your awareness exists. Part 3. Your Father who sees in secret will reward you openly. God or consciousness understands what's within your mind and will bring it to life in the real world. What you focus on internally will eventually show up as your reality. Think about this. There are millions and millions views on the top 3 manifestation videos on YouTube. Yet how many people out of those millions have actually achieved their desires? Probably very few. Why? Because they don't fully understand this process. Let's look at Matthew 6:7. "And when you pray, do not use vain repetitions as the heathens do, for they think they will be heard for their many words." Did you catch that? Do not use vain repetitions. How often have you repeated the same prayer or affirmation so many times that it felt empty or meaningless? That's not how manifestation works. Prayer isn't just about words. Jesus even said it. They think they will be heard for their many words. But it's not about the words. It's about your mindset. The universe is a mental creation. Prayer and affirmations only work when they come from a deep, intentional place within your mind. This is why so many people go to church every week or use affirmations daily. But nothing changes. Repeating words without true belief or focus won't lead to results. Here's the truth. God, or consciousness, responds to every prayer, but only the ones that are deeply rooted in your mind and heart. If you pray or focus on something, whether it's better health, wealth, or improved circumstances, with real mental clarity and intention, it will manifest. The problem with much of the content about manifestation is that it feels vague and impractical. But manifestation isn't just wishful thinking. It's a spiritual science that works when you understand how to align your thoughts with your desires. It's not just about knowing the principles. It's about applying them to your life. Manifestation is actually very simple. Yes, you heard me right. I know that sounds bold, but by the end of this, you'll know what manifestation truly is, how to do it, the best way to manifest, and how long it usually takes. First, let's be real. Manifestation has become a business. Yes, it's a business. The truth is, many people and companies don't have your best interests at heart. Before you can fully grasp what manifestation is, you need to understand how you got caught up in the confusion in the first place. Otherwise, you'll stay stuck. So, pay close attention to these words. Manifestation is a business. Actually, that's 4 words. But you get the idea. Don't assume that just because someone seems spiritual or talks about manifestation, they aren't also focused on making money. Many of them are. Manifestation for them is about keeping you as a paying customer for as long as possible. It's similar to how a hospital needs patients to stay open. They thrive on people needing their help. Some of these so-called manifestation teachers operate like certain pastors who pressure their members into giving money with promises of blessings later. They'll say, "Give me everything you've got and your miracle will come soon." But it's often just a rebranded version of the same old tactics, where they make you dependent on them. Here's the catch. They'll never give you the full truth about manifestation. Why would they? If you understood it completely, you wouldn't need them anymore, and they wouldn't make money from you. So, they teach methods that sometimes work but aren't reliable. Have you noticed that sometimes you can manifest what you want, but when it really matters, it doesn't work? That's not a coincidence. They want you to feel stuck and come running back to them for guidance, so they can sell you a new technique or program. They might say, "This is the real method. The old one doesn't work anymore." As if the universe suddenly needs updates like software. It's all part of the game, creating a problem and then offering a solution, so you stay dependent. But here's the good news. You don't need to stay trapped in this cycle. I'm here to tell you what manifestation really is and how you can make it work for yourself, once and for all. Let me ask you, what does manifestation mean to you? Stop and think about it for a moment. Is manifestation creating your reality? Number. Is it controlling your reality? Number, is it changing reality with your thoughts? Number. Is it taking what's in your mind and making it real? Still no. Most people have the wrong idea about manifestation, which explains why so many are struggling with it. There are 2 key parts to understanding this, so pay close attention. First, manifestation is simply a reflection of your strongest emotional mental activity. By mental activity, I mean your thoughts, beliefs, mental images, and imagination. Many people in the manifestation space will tell you that your thoughts create your reality, but that's not entirely true. Only a specific kind of thought creates reality, an emotionally charged one. The thoughts, beliefs, mental images, or imagination that carry the most emotional energy are the ones that reflect into your reality. This is the first key. Now, focus on what I'm about to say. Emotion is the language of creation. Emotion changes the energy or vibration of your mental activity and turns it into physical reality. That's what manifestation really is. Here's the rule you need to remember. If there's no emotion behind your thought, it won't manifest. But if there is, it absolutely will. This is the critical piece most people miss. And I didn't fully grasp this until I came across Neville Goddard's work. When he said, "Feeling is the secret," it completely changed my understanding of manifestation. So, focus on this. It's not just about thinking, it's about feeling. Emotion is the key. Here's the truth no one talks about. Manifestation isn't what you think it is. The real meaning of manifestation is this: changing yourself internally to the point where you're no longer emotionally attached to seeing your external reality change. That's it. If that clicked for you, great. If not, go back and read that again. The key to manifestation is shifting internally. When you master this, you'll never need another book or video about it. And I'm not exaggerating. Many people sell you the idea that manifestation happens outside of you. But here's the hidden truth. There is no outside. You are the universe. You're a smaller version of it, reflecting its patterns. You are your own universe. This idea isn't new. Thousands of years ago, a figure named Thoth, also known as Enoch, Mercury, Hermes, or Idris, shared 7 universal laws. One of them, the Hermetic law of correspondence, says, "As above, so below, as within, so without." These words reveal how reality works. Change starts inside you. Nothing outside will shift unless you change within first. It's like a mirror. It won't smile at you until you smile first. Now, you might be wondering, okay, I get it, but how do I actually manifest what I want? The answer is, you already do. You've been manifesting your whole life, even right now. Here's another myth people sell, that manifestation is something you do. That's not true. It's as natural as breathing. Imagine someone trying to teach you how to breathe and charging you for it. Sure, breath work is different, but you see how silly that idea sounds. Manifestation is like breathing. You're doing it all the time, but mostly without realizing it. Once someone points out that you're breathing, you become aware of it. It's the same with manifestation. The first step is understanding that you've been manifesting unconsciously your entire life. You don't get to choose whether to manifest or not. It happens automatically, like breathing. The key is to become aware of it and take control of the process. Manifestation starts within. Change yourself, and the world around you will follow. Have you ever noticed that when you expect something to happen, it often does? Or when you think about someone, they suddenly call or message you? Have you noticed that if you're shopping for something online, like a car, a bag, or some shoes, you start noticing it everywhere? I remember buying my Burberry coat. One reason I bought it was that I hadn't seen anyone else wearing it, not a single person. But no joke, a month after I got it, I saw 3 guys wearing the same coat. That's when it clicked for me. It's this unconscious process of manifestation. Attention is alignment. Whatever you focus on, you start aligning with that reality. It's called the law of focus. You've been doing this your whole life, but you might not have noticed until now. With these examples, here's the key. You're already doing it. Once you realize this, you'll stop seeing manifestation as some far-off thing you need to achieve. If you keep thinking it's something you have to learn, you'll feel stuck, like there's a gap between where you are and where you want to be. But when you understand that manifestation is something you already do, the process becomes simple. It's like driving. You take control for a moment, adjust the direction, and then let it go back to autopilot. That's it. But people make it seem complicated so they can sell it to you. I want you to see how straightforward it really is. Now, you're probably wondering, how do I manifest in a practical way? What's the best technique? Some people swear by affirmations, visualization, vision boards, or writing goals as if they're already done. But here's the truth. None of these techniques work on their own. The only thing that makes any technique work is the energy and belief you put into it. That emotional conviction is what activates the process. If you don't grasp this, you'll end up spending money on all kinds of methods that promise results but don't deliver. The truth is, there's no magic method or perfect technique. It's all about you. The industry will try to sell you shiny things, the 3-6-9 method. The most powerful affirmations, money subliminals, or the ultimate vision board strategy. But it's mostly nonsense. Don't fall for it. Here's the bottom line. The best technique is the one you truly believe in. That's a personal choice only you can make. For me, I use visualization, but I follow a specific process. To start, you need to be absolutely clear about what you want. Most people don't truly know, and when your goal is vague, it's like sending an unclear signal to the universe. Be specific, crystal clear specific. Once you know exactly what you want, find a quiet and comfortable place to relax. You don't need to sit cross-legged or in a fancy position. Just lie down or sit in a way that helps you feel completely at ease. When you're fully relaxed, visualize yourself achieving your goal. Don't imagine watching yourself like in a movie. See it through your own eyes, as if you're living it in the first person. Experience it as if it's happening right now. The simplest way to do this is to imagine a loved one congratulating you for achieving your goal. Picture their face, hear their voice, and feel their excitement. Maybe you're sharing a hug or a high five. Keep this scene short, around 10 seconds, and replay it over and over in your mind. As you do this, let yourself feel all the positive emotions that come with success. Happiness, pride, peace, joy, love, and excitement. Pour yourself into these emotions until you feel like you've used up a bit of energy. Then stop. When you open your eyes, imagine you're already living in the reality you desire. Throughout the day, think and feel as if your dream is already true. That's the key. This process might seem simple, but don't underestimate its power. Think of it like a recipe. Without a recipe, you're just guessing, and manifestation doesn't work well that way. It's like baking versus cooking. When cooking, you can experiment with seasoning and adjust as you go. But with baking, you need precise measurements to get the right result. Similarly, this recipe for manifestation works because it taps into two key elements of the subconscious mind: repetition and emotion. It's not just about thinking, it's about feeling. That's the secret to making it work. So now you're probably thinking, okay, I understand what manifestation is, how it works, and that there's no single best technique. But how long does it actually take? I'm doing this, and I keep wondering, when is it going to happen? The answer depends on how you define manifestation. Many people mistakenly think manifestation means changing their external reality. So they wait and wait, but it never shows up. Here's the truth. Manifestation is instant. It starts the moment you begin living as if you're already in the reality you want, and it lasts until you stop. It's like wearing a pair of shoes. They're on your feet from the moment you put them on until the moment you take them off. This might not make sense unless you remember the real definition of manifestation. It's about shifting internally so much that you're no longer emotionally attached to seeing your outer reality change. Here's the funny part. When you truly shift within, you'll feel fine, whether or not your external reality changes. That's the energy, the secret frequency of not needing, that actually makes it happen. Think back to any time in your life when you desperately wanted something. It probably didn't happen when you were chasing after it. Whether it's a goal, a person, or anything else. The harder you cling, the more it slips away. But when you stop overthinking and let go of the need, things start to flow. Take something as simple as a pair of shoes you wanted. At first, you were extra careful with them, protecting them from scratches or creases. But eventually, they became just another part of your life, and that attachment faded. They felt normal to you. The same principle applies to manifestation. until your desired reality feels normal, as if you already have it. It won't show up. That's how you signal to the universe that it's already yours. Now that you know this, you don't need to overthink. Manifestation is simple. You don't need endless techniques or lessons. Share this with anyone who's struggling, because this is really all you need to know. Here is a favorite quote, often attributed to Leonardo da Vinci. Simplicity is the ultimate sophistication. So, keep it simple. There are many creators out there, myself included, who teach manifestation and earn an income from it. But here's the thing. A lot of people will share information in a way that keeps you watching for 20 to 30 minutes, only for you to finish the video and feel like you didn't really learn anything. You heard a lot of words, but nothing truly clicked. Nothing shifted your mindset or gave you the breakthrough you were hoping for. That's because the information is often delivered in a very calculated way. Unfortunately, much like how a hospital relies on sick patients to stay in business, the manifestation industry thrives on people who are struggling. To keep the cycle going, some creators will only give you part of the truth, not everything you need to fully succeed. The reality is that manifestation as a business operates similarly to how a hospital does. It keeps you coming back. It may help you achieve small wins, but it often falls short when it comes to the big goals you truly need. Why? Because the information shared is incomplete. Here's a major warning sign to watch for. If someone is trying to profit off you by pushing the idea of a secret technique or claiming there's only one way to manifest, that's a red flag. They might say things like, "You need to listen to this for 12 hours," or "This is hidden, secret knowledge." None of that is true, and you shouldn't let it distract you. The biggest mistake they encourage is what I call externalization. This is when they make you believe your power to create your reality lies outside of yourself, whether in a special technique, a program, or something else. The truth? There is no secret technique. The power has always been within you. If you don't recognize that you are the most extraordinary force in your own life, you'll always be chasing external solutions. Write this down. You are the shiniest object in the universe. Some creators exploit your curiosity and your doubts about the power you already have. Recognizing this is critical before we go any further. Here's one book you should definitely check out. 3 Magic Words by U.S. Anderson. It's an incredible book and one of the best I've ever read. Out of all those books, this is one I keep coming back to. So, grab it, read it, or even listen to the audiobook. By the way, back when I didn't have much money, I used to find free ways to access books. I'm not saying you should do that, but just know I've been there. Now, let's get into it. What is manifestation? Really think about it. What do you believe manifestation is? Most people have some idea, but it's often based on definitions that keep them stuck in a cycle of frustration. When most people define manifestation, they think of it as controlling my reality, changing reality with my thoughts, creating my reality with my mind. But these ideas can trap you if you don't truly understand what manifestation is. The problem isn't just thinking or visualizing. It's maintaining the right energy and frequency long enough for it to manifest in your physical world. Here's the key idea. There's nothing you actually need to create from scratch. Everything you desire already exists. Whether you view this through a scientific lens, like quantum mechanics and parallel universes, or from a spiritual perspective, it's the same concept. The reality you want, the one you imagine in your mind, is already happening. It exists as a frequency or a possibility waiting for you to align with it. Whether you think of it as tapping into a specific frequency or connecting with an alternate reality, it all boils down to the same thing. Choose the explanation that makes the most sense to you. Manifestation is shifting internally to the point where you no longer depend emotionally on seeing your reality change. Let that sink in. Manifestation isn't about changing, bending, or controlling your reality. It's about making an internal shift so profound that you stop needing to see results to feel good. Why is this definition so crucial? It helps you move away from the distractions and gimmicks often found in the manifestation world. If you don't realize that you are the source of everything, someone else will always try to sell you another technique or secret. This is similar to how religion has often taught us to look outside ourselves for the power that's actually within us. But the real shift starts when you focus inward. Now, let's talk about the physical world, what we call reality. It's nothing but an illusion. That doesn't mean it's fake. It just means it's not what it appears to be. Even the stillest object, when viewed under a powerful microscope, is made up of constantly vibrating particles. So, what seems solid and unchangeable is actually flexible and in motion. People often say, mind over matter. But the truth is mind and matter are one. Consciousness is the foundation of reality. Think of it like steam and ice. Both are the same energy, just vibrating at different speeds. Consciousness is like steam, while matter is like ice. The world you live in is simply frozen imagination. It's consciousness made solid. So, when you place too much importance on what's happening in your external reality, you're falling into the illusion that it's separate from you. In reality, your world is a reflection of your mind. This brings us back to the key point. Manifestation happens when you stop being emotionally attached to seeing changes in reality. When you're equally at peace with having or not having something, that's when it manifests. You don't need to force it by using complicated techniques, standing in front of a mirror repeating affirmations like a robot, or doing anything that feels unnatural. Manifestation isn't something you do. It's something you're already doing naturally. When people ask, "How do I manifest?" it's like someone offering to teach you how to breathe. Sure, there's breathwork that can improve how you breathe, but breathing itself is natural and automatic. Manifestation is similar. It's happening all the time, whether or not you're aware of it. So, the real question isn't, how do I manifest? But rather, what controls the process of creating the reality I want? Here's a simple analogy. Think of the universe like Amazon. Amazon has countless products, just like the universe has countless possible realities. The reality you're experiencing right now is simply what you've ordered from the universe, whether you realize it or not. So the key question becomes, how do I change my order? To do that, you need to understand the mechanics behind the process of ordering, which I'll explain shortly. Your order is determined by your frequency. Think of frequency as your mental attitude, which is made up of two key parts. 1. Mental, your thoughts and mindset. 2. Attitude, your emotions and mood. These two aspects combine to create your unique frequency, which essentially dictates what you attract or order from the universe. Think of it this way. Your beliefs, thoughts, focus, emotions, and sense of identity together form your frequency. This frequency is like a signal you send out into the universe. Another way to imagine it is as a product code. similar to the codes Amazon uses to identify items for shipping. The unique product code ensures that the correct item is sent to you. In the same way, your frequency acts as your personal product code, determining the reality you experience. The life you're living right now is a match to the frequency you're emitting. Once you understand this, it becomes clear. You have been manifesting all along. This means asking, "How do I manifest?" is the wrong question. Manifestation isn't something you start doing. It's something you're always doing. The right question is, how do I consciously create the reality I want? The answer lies in adjusting your beliefs, thoughts, focus, emotions, and identity. These elements work together to create your frequency. When you change these in alignment with your desired outcome, your frequency shifts, and you begin to attract a different reality. It's like tuning a radio. You get a new station by adjusting the frequency. Now, we live in a third-dimensional reality where we're bound by time, space, and duality. Opposites like light and dark, good and bad. In this dimension, the reality you want hasn't happened yet, which is why you're striving for it. But if you step beyond the third dimension, into the fourth dimension, you find a different perspective. The fourth dimension is a realm where time, space, and physical limitations don't hold the same power. It's a field of infinite possibilities. You can think of it as the quantum field, the universal storehouse, the Akashic records, or even a cosmic version of Amazon. In this higher dimension, every possible reality already exists. Quantum mechanics refers to this as the parallel universe theory, which suggests that multiple versions of reality exist simultaneously. Your desired reality is not something you create, it's something that already exists in a parallel universe. A good resource to explore this idea further is the book Parallel Universes of Self by Frederick Dodson. The book explains how your current self and your parallel universe self are connected, and how the reality you desire is already being experienced by another version of you. Here's the key idea. When you feel a strong desire for something, it's not a random feeling. That desire is a signal, a reminder that the reality you want already exists in potential form. Your job is to align your frequency with that reality by adjusting your beliefs, thoughts, emotions, focus, and identity. When you align these aspects of yourself, you start to resonate with the frequency of your desired reality. This alignment creates a shift, and over time, your external world changes to match your new frequency. The process doesn't need to be overly complicated. It's about understanding that your desired reality exists and then intentionally tuning your inner world to match it. By doing so, you unlock the potential to experience that reality in the physical world. When I say that your thoughts need to be fourth dimensional, I mean you need to think as if you've already achieved the reality you desire. Whatever it is you want, whether it's a fulfilling relationship, financial success, or anything else, you need to adopt the mindset of someone who already has it. Think about it. What kind of thoughts would a person living your dream life have? For example, if you want to grow your business but feel stuck, it's time to shift your thinking to match that of someone who has already broken through those limits. Entrepreneurs often come to me for this kind of guidance. The same idea applies no matter what you want to manifest. Whether it's something big or small, crazy doesn't exist. It's just a label tied to the limitations of the third dimension. Your beliefs must reflect the reality you want to achieve. If your beliefs don't help you move toward your goals, they'll only hold you back. For instance, you can't expect to have a happy marriage if you believe all men or women are untrustworthy. Your beliefs must align with the reality you desire, or they'll simply act as barriers. The same goes for your focus. Ask yourself, how would someone in your dream reality direct their attention? What things would they prioritize or ignore? The way you spend your mental energy reflects your current state of consciousness. Pay attention to what holds your focus, because it shapes the reality you're creating. Your emotional conviction also plays a huge role. When I say emotional conviction, I mean the strength of your belief combined with the emotions tied to it. This conviction is a core part of your frequency. In spiritual terms, it's what people often refer to as faith. The Bible says faith can move mountains. Many people think faith just means trust, but its deeper meaning comes from the Latin word fides, which translates to confidence or conviction. True faith is a powerful state of belief. When your emotional conviction is strong, it resonates with the universe and deeply influences your subconscious mind, which is where your reality takes shape. Next, your identity is the foundation of it all. Your identity is who you believe yourself to be, and your actions will naturally align with that belief. For example, someone who values their health doesn't engage in destructive habits. Think about the actions of someone who's already living your desired life. Are your current actions congruent with that identity? This is a simplified explanation, but the core idea is this. If you align your thoughts, beliefs, focus, emotional conviction, and identity with your desired reality, you'll start to experience it. These ideas may seem complex, but they all come back to how you choose to think, feel, and act every day. Now, like I mentioned earlier, you understand how manifestation works. It's about tapping into universal realities, frequencies, and mental attitudes, like placing an order on Amazon. It combines the energy of your mind and emotions, which can also be explained through electromagnetic fields. So, here's the big question. How do you manifest something? The truth is, you already do. Manifestation happens automatically. The key is to make that process conscious, fine-tune it, and then let it run on autopilot again. Here's where I might disappoint you. It's none of that. Nope, not affirmations, not vision boards, not scripting, not tarot, not astrology. The best technique? Here's what you need to understand about techniques. They are just tools. A technique is like a car. It can take you to your destination, but it can't move without fuel. The fuel that makes these techniques work is your emotional conviction. The stronger your belief and emotional certainty that it will work, the more effective the technique becomes. That conviction is the energy that powers the technique. Let this sink in. There is no secret technique. There is no hidden knowledge, no tarot cards, astrology, or any of the other unusual things people sometimes rely on. You don't need any of that. What really matters is this. The only thing that makes a technique work is your confidence in it. Actually, scratch that. It's not just belief, it's knowing. When you know something will work, that knowing comes with emotional power, and that's what activates the technique. Nothing more, nothing less. The sooner you fully understand this, the sooner you'll stop being misled by people who offer shiny, exciting methods. Here's the truth. You are the most powerful thing in the universe. If you don't realize your own power, someone will try to sell you something, promising it's better than the strength you already have inside. No manifestation technique works on its own. None of them. What makes them work is the emotional conviction behind them. That's why affirmations, vision boards, scripting, or visualization work for some people, but not for others. If it hasn't worked for you, it's because deep down, you're not emotionally convinced it will. You don't know it will work. Here's the most important takeaway. Write this down if you need to. More important than any technique is the belief that what you're doing is right, and the confidence that it will work. Period. That's all. Now, here's something really important. The main thing you should focus on growing is your belief and emotional confidence that what you're doing is the right thing. The problem is, you're getting caught up in something I've fallen for too. Trust me, you don't read hundreds of books unless you've been through this. It's a kind of insecurity, feeling like you don't know enough. From one angle, it might seem like humility, and that's good. But let's be honest, it's really insecurity. You feel like you don't have enough knowledge, like you're not ready, or like you're not capable of making your vision a reality. That insecurity makes it hard to build strong emotional confidence in yourself. But here's what I want you to think about. How long are you going to stay unsure about what you're capable of, even though you're already making things happen? You don't have to wait to heal all your past trauma. You don't have to finish your shadow work first. You don't need a spiritual cleanse before you can start. You don't need any of that. What you really need is self-awareness. Notice, I didn't say self-belief. I said self-awareness. I know you thought I was going to say self-belief, didn't you? I hope this is resonating with you. And I hope you're taking notes. Feel free to share your thoughts in the comments, like always. What I mean is, as you read and watch more about manifestation, you will notice that different sources often contradict each other. For example, I might say, don't do affirmations, while someone else says, do affirmations. So, who do you believe? That confusion puts you in analysis paralysis. Instead of focusing on the work you need to do, like changing your beliefs, thoughts, identity, and emotions, you end up doing nothing. It's not your fault. It's basic human psychology. When people are given too many options, they often choose none. Now, here's my advice. Take a break from studying manifestation. Whether it's my videos, someone else's videos, or any other content, just pause. Right now, you think you're learning to fill a gap in your knowledge, but what you're actually doing is chasing an insecurity. You feel like you don't know enough, but this endless studying won't fix that. In some ways, this insecurity might look like humility, but the truth is holding you back. So stop studying for a bit and start practicing. There's an old Taoist saying, staring at rice doesn't cook it. You can read all about how strawberries taste, but until you actually eat one, you won't know. It's the same with manifestation. Put all the information aside for now and take action. Focus on changing your thoughts intentionally. Examine your beliefs and make sure they align with the reality you want to create. Don't give attention to anything that doesn't match your desired reality. And above all, be kind to yourself. You can't control your first thought, but you can control the next one and every thought after that. Be consistent with whatever technique you choose, whether it's meditation or something else, and stick with it. Commit to it with the same certainty you have when you flip a light switch. You don't wonder if the light will come on. You just know it will. That's the kind of energy you need to bring to creating your reality. You won't get there by watching endless videos or letting others tell you it's this or that. Manifestation is about you. You're the key. If you're still here, it means you're ready to break free from this cycle of endlessly consuming information. I want to leave you with this. There's one word that shapes most of the energy behind the reality you're creating. If you don't shift this one word, you'll stay exactly where you are. And trust me, you've never thought about it this way before. Now, in closing, what do you consider normal? I remember when I was struggling financially, being broke felt normal to me. Because it was normal, it became the foundation of my energy, the base frequency I operated from. The truth is, whatever you consider normal sets the tone for your energy, and your energy shapes your reality. Knowing this, ask yourself, what do you consider normal? Do you think it's normal for people to let you down or disappoint you? Do you think it's normal for women to only want your money or for men to fail you? Do you find it normal to wake up to problems in your business or constant issues to solve? Is it normal for you to argue with your family or partner? Do you think it's normal to have bad days? Is it normal for life to feel unfair or for things to go wrong? Do you think it's normal to feel unlucky? Here's the truth. Whatever you consider normal will show up in your reality. Write that down. It's important. The problem many people face when trying to create the life they want is this. They put their dream life on a pedestal. You're making your desired reality feel so distant and unattainable that your subconscious mind can't accept it as normal. And if your subconscious can't see it as normal, it won't take root. It won't shape your reality. The subconscious is like the womb of your reality. It gives birth to the energy that becomes your life. When you place your dreams so far above you, like idolizing the most popular person in school, you create a gap that's hard to close. Here's what I need you to do. Bring your desired reality down to earth. Don't treat it like it's something extraordinary or out of reach. Make it feel normal. I'm not saying to lower what you want. I'm saying to reduce the value you're placing on it. Treat your desired reality like you treat breathing, completely normal. You don't sit around thinking, wow, I'm so grateful for my next breath. Breathing is so natural for you that it effortlessly becomes part of your reality. I want you to understand this. When you put your desired reality on a pedestal, you create importance. Importance signals excess meaning to the universe. And what does excess meaning do? It creates space. The more importance you give to something, the more distance you create between yourself and that thing. The larger the importance, the bigger the gap. Oh, and just so we're clear, DR stands for Desired Reality, not the Dominican Republic. Focus, people. Now back to the point. I need you to stop elevating your desired reality. Take it for granted. See it as normal. This mindset shift is key. And I say this as someone who went from a tough environment to being around people with serious wealth. People who are worth hundreds of millions. Here's something I've learned. The people who have the most need it the least. And the people who need it the most often have the least. Write that down and apply it to every area of your life. Think about it when you're dating, when you're trying to land a client, or when you're chasing a goal. The more you need something, the more you put it on a pedestal. That creates excess meaning, which creates space, a gap between you and what you want. The solution? Start seeing your desired reality as normal. That's it. Treat it like it's already part of your life. And about manifestation, how long does it take? That's the big question, isn't it? You've seen things manifest instantly before, while other desires are still out of reach. Why is that? Here's the answer. Stop overthinking it. Just like breathing, let it feel normal. When you do that, you'll close the gap and bring your desired reality closer. How long does manifestation take? Manifestation happens as quickly as the moment you put on a jacket and then take it off. In other words, manifestation is instant. The key is understanding that your definition of manifestation has likely been tied to the physical world. The physical world, or the third-dimensional realm, operates within the limits of time and space. But as we move beyond this third-dimensional realm into higher levels of existence, time doesn't exist the same way. That's why I find it interesting when people talk about past lives. If time doesn't exist, how can there be a past? It's not past lives, it's parallel lives. Think about that for a moment. Manifestation starts on the mental plane, which is beyond the limits of the physical world. The mental plane isn't bound by time or space, which means everything on this plane has already happened. Because of this, manifestation is truly an instant process. It's instant from the moment you fully embody your desired reality to the moment you stop. If manifestation seems like it's taking time, it's because the definition you're using is incomplete. Here's the right definition. Manifestation is an internal shift where you no longer depend emotionally on seeing your reality change. When you're content with or without it, that's when it happens. Pause for a moment. When you feel your desired reality as natural, when your emotions, thoughts, beliefs, focus, and identity align with that reality, you've already manifested it. If you're waiting for the world to show you proof before you believe, you're missing the point. You can only have what you already embody. You must be the change before the world reflects it back to you. Remember, a mirror won't smile at you until you smile first. Don't judge your day by what you harvest, but by what you plant. Thank you for listening.